Hello, Southeast Ohio Solar Haven once again. Well, as you see, I've got my Midnite Solar charge controller status page popped up here, and it's showing all the power coming in off of the sets of panels I have wired in. You know, there's 5, 5, 1, 2. Anyway, that's not the subject of today. What we're going to do, we're going to click on View here. This is the app that they use on your computer. Now, a lot of people, right here, as you see where my mouse is circling, we're going to deal with voltages and calibrations today. So what we're going to do, we're going to click on Config right here, and we're going to click on Tech. And then when we scroll down here, you're going to have a menu for offsets. Now this is in the tweak menu, and most of the time you'll have to tweak these voltages. And if you notice, I got offsets at 0, and that's because I fine-tuned my Midnite charge controllers, and I'm going to show you what I did here to fine-tune them. But most of the time, two controllers don't have the issue, but when you start having 3 and 4 controllers at a time, you usually have, you have to take this -1 or bump it up, bump it up a couple volts or whatever. Well, we don't need to do that. We really don't. And when you do these tweaks like this, and the tweak I'm going to show you, what you want to do is set your controller on your voltage offsets to 0. Now you can go in on the regular tweaks menu on the charge controller and set them to 0. Just make sure you hit the enter button to program them to do so. So what I'm going to do is show you over here on the wall on my Midnite charge controller array how we can zero all these voltages in and not have to tweak this at all. So I'm bringing you to my charge controllers here, and I got some fan noise above me. Let me turn this fan off. Maybe it won't be as noisy. Anyway, as you can tell, each one of my controllers here, you can get past the dust. I need to clean them real bad. 27.6, 27.6, come over here, 27.6. This one says 27.6, 20. It's bouncing. So that means most of these are getting ready to do their thing, the bouncy or whatever. Let me take this charge controller, and we'll use this charge controller. Let me take the nuts, the screws out of it, and I'll show you how we can tweak those settings and get a much tighter tolerance on your voltage settings. That way you can be more precise amongst 4 charge controllers. Well, here we took the cover off of the second Midnite charge controller, and what you really want, I disconnected this cable here that goes to the MNGP display. I got that sitting right there, blah blah blah. Anyway, there's a secret to these, and a lot of people don't know it, so pay attention here. That way you do not screw this up. Inside these charge controller, there is a potentiometer that you can adjust to 0 and calibrate your voltage on these charge controllers. And a lot of people don't know it, but I'll take you into it. Right here, you see the transformer. You got 2 transformers, and right below this second one here, you can see it right there. Battery adjust. In each one of those, you'll move those just the tiniest bit. They take a straight screwdriver. I've not seen one yet that takes a Phillips, but it's a flathead, and it's going to be a small flathead. What you want to do on your input terminals is take and put you a meter on there, a meter like that. Connect it to those terminals. And then what you want to do is adjust this voltage here. That'll be the same showing up on your meter. That way you can zero each one of these charge controllers in. Once you do that, You should be golden. Try to. Also, something I want to remind you of, because I forgot to say anything about it. When you're doing these voltage tweaks, you want to have your MNGP, whatever. You want this meter of your charge controller to be attached to the circuit board inside the jacks. That way, when you are adjusting or doing these tweaks to the voltage, you can match your display voltage up with your VMM voltage meter device. That way you'll have the same voltage that you have on your meter as you do up here. That way you can get the voltage tweaked in. Sorry I didn't add that, but I wanted to add that in the middle. Keep them, you know, within tolerance if you can. You know, just the slightest turn, they'll go to 0.7 or 0.6 or 0.5, whatever your voltage is at that time. Measure your voltage off of your terminals right here. That way you know what your battery voltage is going to be. One of these are going to be your these should be your input terminals for solar, and this should be your battery. This side should be your input terminal for battery. This side you measure off of. Measure from there and calibrate your charge controller. That way you don't have a bunch of charge controllers, you know, out of sync or doing wacky stuff, like one saying 27 point, say you're charging at 29.2, one won't go 29.5 and the other one will say 29 volt or whatever. You know, you want to keep them within each other. That way they will charge better and be more efficient for your solar charging system. So right there, once again, that says voltage battery adjust. That's right there. That's where you want to use to really fine tune and calibrate your systems. Remember, have your voltage tweak setting inside your charge controller, you know, where it says -1, -2, make sure those are set at 0. That way you'll get everything tweaked just right amongst your charge controllers. Anyway, for me, that's my tech advice for the day from Southeast Ohio Solar Haven. Click like and subscribe. Hope you liked what you hear, and I hope this knowledge will help a lot of people out there that's using the Midnite solar charge controllers. Click links below if you're interested in anything. Just wanted to put that by you guys today. Anybody's out there using Midnite Classics, 150s, 200s, and 250s, this is how you tweak that voltage. If you don't know, Midnite Solar's got a lot of videos out on how to do things, but sometimes people don't think of that. Have a good one, and thanks for watching.